Revit families have a variety of different categories that they fall into, such as doors, windows, and mechanical equipment. Each category affects the way that Revit organizes them as well as schedules them. One of the things that you'll find is that as you're downloading families from online resources, sometimes you'll end up getting an odd category for your Revit family. And it is possible to recategorize those Revit families to meet a category which makes more sense for that kind of component. In this project, if we come up here to the Architecture tab and then select on Window, we'll find on the Type Selector list that right now I have a door showing up underneath my windows. And if I click here on the Type Selector list and scroll up, you can see, in fact, we do have windows on this list as well as doors. Now, the reason why this door shows up here on the Type Selector list is because it's been told to be the wrong category of object. In order to change the category of object, you need to go into the Revit family and adjust it from within the family. Let's just click somewhere out here, and then underneath the project browser, scroll down until we find our window families. Click the little plus sign next to Windows, and from here we can see that we have two different window families. One's the fixed window, and the other one is the mislabeled single flush door. Select on Single Flush Door. I will point out something, and that is if you click on the little plus sign, you'll get a variety of different sizes associated with this door. You don't want to select on any of the sizes. You want to select on the actual name of this family, the single flush door. Right-click, then go to Edit. This opens up the door in the Family Editor. Now the button that you can select on in order to change the category is Family, Category, and Parameters. When you click on the Family, Category, and Parameters, we can see here that Windows is highlighted. But if we scroll up on the list, we can then select Doors off of the list instead. This happens to be all the different categories that we can choose from in order to load this family into the project and have it schedule appropriately. And that includes such things as casework, columns, electrical equipment, mechanical equipment, even such things as planting and site work. I want to point out that there's also other properties in here which they're calling family parameters. Should the door always be vertical? So can it either be at an angle depending on the surface that it's hosted to, or can it be always vertical, straight up and down? Can it be cut by voids? And a variety of other properties just associated with this kind of family. And that includes what kind of object is it hosted on. And in this case, because it's a door, it's always hosted on a wall. But if it was the kind of object that you could adjust, what kind of object that it could be hosted on, this is where you could adjust that value. Since I've come up here and then selected Doors off the list, if we click on OK, Revit now thinks that this is a door, but we still need to load it into our project. So on the ribbon, over toward the right-hand side, we have two different buttons. One is Load in the Project. All previous versions of Revit had the Load in the Project button. But with 2016, we also have a Load into Project and Close button, which means it'll load this family into our project and also close this family down, which is what we want to do. So select on Load in the Project and Close. It'll ask, do you want to save any changes to the door? If it does ask you that question, just say yes. It'll say, do you want to replace the existing file? Tell it yes. Do you want to overwrite the existing file? Yes, we do. But after we've done all those different things, if we come up here to Architecture and then select on Door, we'll now see that we have both the single flush and the single flush door now, which is showing up underneath Doors. And just to see that it's not still showing up underneath Windows, if we come up here to the Architecture tab, click on Window, we'll now see that it no longer shows up on the pull-down list here, the Type Selector list, underneath Windows.